Okay, so my journey into film started in the terms of a friend said to me, Kishore, there's a competition going on in the newspaper. Go buy the paper, enter it, and let's see where we go from there. I said to him, don't be silly, we're not actors. And he said, yeah, but your favourite, Amitabh Bachchan, Aishwarya Rai, Shah Rukh Khan, they're all in this film. You get a chance to meet Mr. Bachchan. I think that's what sold it to me. So obviously I went and bought the paper, applied for it, and ironically 2 days later I attended an audition. When I turned up, because it was advertised at 23 people, I expected 23 people. There's 500 people standing there. And my brain thought, oh my God, I've just taken a day off work. I work on commission. And I was now standing amongst 500 people, hoping to be part of a project because Mr. Bachchan's in it. And Shah Rukh was up and coming at the time, so he was like the next biggest thing. And Aishwarya Rai, beautiful woman. And you think to yourself, if I could be on set just to be that close to Mr. Bachchan, I'll do it. So I stayed 5 hours. And I was one of the last people they took in for the audition. And Nikhil Advani, I don't know if you've heard the name, director. He made Kal Ho Na Ho with Shah Rukh Khan. He was the assistant director at that time. He did the selections. So it was Nikhil Advani who actually selected us to be the 23 guys who were in the classroom scenes. And it was from then that this whole journey began. But it was watching Mr. Bachchan from the age of 8 and seeing what he presented on the screen that attracted me to Bollywood. So whilst watching him on the screen, I started learning the language. I learned it for watching his films. So Hindi, a bonus for me, thanks to Mr. Bachchan. If I'd not discovered him on the screen when I was 8, I don't think I would have had that much interest to learning the language and watching the films. So hats off Mr. Bachchan, basically. And it's because of him that I even went to Mohabbat and did that film shoot just to be close enough to see him in real life, in person, and see him perform. Me being Mr. Bachchan, I think when I look at Hindi films, if I look at characters that I would like to bring to the screen, somewhere there will be a hint or trace of characters that Mr. Bachchan played. Because I think a lot of his characters I would able to relate to. Maybe not experience in life, but understanding the emotions and the feeling that character is going through. So a lot of his characters, especially with the name Vijay, they connect well with me. And I think subconsciously, and this is maybe one of those things as well, subconsciously you relate with Mr. Bachchan, and you relate with his characters, and you relate what he brings to the big screen. And I think as an actor, if you want to progress, you need someone that you can relate with, someone who you may say that brings that character alive. And I think for me, Mr. Bachchan, when you watch him on the big screen, he's never failed us as an actor to bring those characters alive. But the thing is, see, back in the days, actors were not so approachable. You saw them as in gods to the camera. It's like you saw him on the screen, but you never got to meet him. Now you can meet anyone. The only thing with Mr. Bachchan is, every time I've met him, it's never made me feel like, oh, why did I meet him? He's not that type of person. He's so humble. He listens to you. He gives you time. You're talking, he's listening. He's not over talking you. He's not rushing you. Peaceful. So it's the person he is. He makes you feel welcome. And because he's like that, I think somewhere along the lines, I picked that side up as well. I want people to be in my company and feel welcome. I don't want people to feel like I don't know this guy. I want them to feel like he's part of the family, or he's a very good friend, or he's a really nice person. I want them to walk away with a good like for me. Not, oh, he's too big head, it's like showing off. No, that's not who I am. And if that's what's coming across, then it's all wrong. I'd rather be like Mr. Bachchan, do what I need to do it well, but still be respected. And I think if that can be left behind, then that's a big sign. But the thing is, in between, I took a massive break. So 2000 happened, 2001 happened, then I disappeared and then came back into the system 2011. So there was a big gap, obviously, in between A lot of things changed. I finished my education, got married, had kids. So life was going elsewhere. I only returned because I thought to myself, I like the creativity in this business. I like the fact that every day is a different day at the office. And I like the fact that you don't know where you're going to have to go tomorrow or what you're going to be doing tomorrow. And I think that level of excitement must be in anything you do. You must feel to yourself that I want to get up and I want to go and do this. It could be anything. Like, I know you enjoy this so much and it's your creative passion. I don't think you could get any other job that you will trade this in for, because you found your niche. You found something that you can look back at and say, I'm good at what I do, but I love it and I don't want to do anything else. I think with me, it's the same sort of thing, like you said. When you're on set, you're given a role to do. Be it a background role, be it an acting, maybe a bit of dialogue, maybe main feature. You don't know what you're going to be given. But whatever you do, put your 100% to it. Because not only are you there to do your job, you're getting paid. It is a job. You've got to be as professional as you can. And if you can show that in your performance as well, that don't matter how small that role is, people are watching. And those small things grow into bigger things. And I think that's how my journey's been. A lot of people have been friends who have trusted me in roles in their short films. There's been casting agents who have said, can you do auditions? I've never trained as an actor, but they've had trust for me to give something. And at times, yes, I've been selected, at times I haven't. But you don't beat yourself up about it. You just think to yourself, the journey is happening. Even if it's small steps, you're progressing. And as you're going forward, you realise bigger things happen for you. So as long as you're motivated and you enjoy the job, you're on the right path. And with me, I get excited to think, what is the makeup lady gonna put to my face, apply to my face? Am I getting a very different look? How is costume gonna dress me? What period is this? What era is this? What is the type of character they want from me? As background, as you know, there could be 5 people, there could be 100 people, there could be 200 people. You could get lost in the crowd. But again, you could be doing something which is not your day-to-day life. You could be living in an era of the 1800s. You could be doing something like Star Wars, which is taking your sci-fi. So you don't know what you're going to be doing. And I think for someone who's got a creative mindset, I love it. The only job, and I say this to everyone, the only job that can wake me up at 3 a.m. and I'll still go to it with a smile on my face. Because I want to be there. It's not about, oh, I'm doing it because it's bringing in the money, or, it's filling up my days for my bank and whatever. No, it's the creative side, the creative satisfaction I get from being on set. That beats anything else for me. I think everyone will give you a total different answer. I think for me personally is to get it totally wrong. I think especially if you're put in a situation where you're a bit of a lead actor and you're put in a situation where you've got other actors involved in your scene, if you keep messing up, that scene's messing up for them as well. So the pressure applies to you as performing and acting, and if you can't get it right, then whoever else is involved is struggling as well. Because they may be brilliant, and they may be doing it in the first take, and because of you, that take is happening again and again and again. And I think for me, that is a real big downfall, because I don't want anyone to feel that they're being let down, or I'm failing them, or it's because of me it's happening. I'd rather then remove myself from it altogether. But as an actor, and you know this as well, you have to go prepared. You have to be prepared. You have to know what you're doing. And then it's up to the director which direction he takes the scene in. But you cannot let people down by turning up on something and not be ready for it. So I think when you're acting, it's different. When you're a supporting artist, the pressure's less. Obviously, you still do what you've been told to do. But when you're the cast, always go prepared, because you don't want to fail anyone, and you don't want to waste time, and you don't want to ruin it for everyone else involved. I think with me, the minute that camera goes on, it doesn't matter why you're there. It's what you're there to do. So even if you're there just for the money, you're still meant to do the job with a passion. I know you may not have a passion for the job, but the minute the camera's running, whatever's captured on that camera is what's going to be seen by the audience. And if you're not interested, it's going to show. And this is the problem with this job. A lot of people call it, yeah, but it's not really a job. It's a day out, it's fun. It is. But remember, the people that are involved to make this project, there's a lot of money going into this. If you're being silly on set or you're not interested, it shows. And then it takes away what should be shown on camera, and it just disrupts it. So it doesn't ruin it for just people on the day, but even people who are watching it later, if it gets aired, you can see it. You can see that person's got no interest, and they shouldn't be there. So personally, what I'd say that if it is at that level, it's best not to do this job, because you're affecting a lot of people with it. And that attitude will get these projects to go wrong or cost them more to fix later on. With me, I agree with you on that. There are times where you feel, okay, no one even acknowledging that we're here. We just sat there, or no one's come back over with a bit of water or this, that and the other. But again, there's a flip side to that as well. Because if you see the ADs, they have the earpieces in. They're having calls from there. They're all over the place. They may forget. They may come over when they've realised, or they'll offer help or support or whatever. Obviously, it's easier for them when it's a smaller crowd of people. When you've got that 100 essays and you've not had water all day, it's a problem for us, because obviously we're human as well. We want to be treated that way. But again, I think we need to accept that it's not happening all the time. When it does happen, it could be a slip up. It's a human error. But, don't see it as in it's happening all the time in that way. I know a lot of runners and ADs who really do push the boat out, and they really try to keep you sane all day. It's a long day, it's cold weather, we're trying to do the best we can for you guys. Please approach us if you need us. You get that sort of thing. And then you get others, like you mentioned earlier, you've been sat somewhere, they've walked away for about 6 hours, you've not heard anything. But they may have forgotten, because there's a lot of other things going on, and you're not needed for the scene till then. So I think you've just got to be prepared to accept, and it's hard sometimes to just bite your tongue, but to accept that every day won't be the same. You will have bad days, you'll have good days, but I think that's part of life. No one has a good day every day. No one has a bad day every day. So it's how you focus yourself for that day. And if you can make a good day out of it, stay positive. So when you get on set, you can't compare yourself to the main guy. You can't compare yourself to most actors, because you're employed or contracted for a specific thing, and that is your job role. You can feel whatever you want to feel. You can feel at home, I'm the most respected. Around friends, I'm the most appreciated. But when you're on set, you're an employee, and you will be seen that way, depending on the contract you've signed. There's so many benefits in this job. It's not just being there and being on camera. There's so many benefits. But if you can enjoy those perks of the job, you'll enjoy it more.
Cool. Yeah, you always have to look at the positives.
Yeah. Right. The thing is, you've been selected as well. That's another big thing in itself. There's hundreds and hundreds of people put forward for that role. You become part of the project and you're there. You've been selected amongst so many. So even understand that at the end of the day, you have been selected. That's a big thing in itself. And this industry is growing constantly. There are more people coming into it as well. But as we mentioned earlier as well, there's a lot of projects now. So you need more people to be part of it. So loads more coming in, loads more being busy. We had a problem with the writer's strike, which brought the industry down a bit. That's slowly changing now. Things are coming back online. You've got the OTT channels now. a lot of content there. You've still got the adverts still going on. You've got the UK productions going on, American production. There is so much work. So there is work for everyone. The problem is at the moment things are still picking up again because of disruption from COVID, disruption from the writer's strike. Things take time. But you can see that the work is started again and people are going to be on set a lot more. I just say enjoy the journey. You know, it's fun, it's different. It's not your 9-to-5 job like we said as well. It's something different every day. And if you enjoy creativity, definitely the best business to be part of. And with me, I think, I don't want to sound a bit crude here, but I think with Bollywood, it is the way it is because it is a very Asian way of thinking. It's Asian mentality. It's the way it works. It's the way it works in Bollywood. So I think when they come here, and they're then being compared to a different industry altogether, which is a bit more organised. You know, everything works with timing. Everything got a cost element to it. Everything is organised to the T. You know, your stars and actors, they know exactly when they're coming, what scenes they're prepared for. I think then you've got the flip side, and then you've got Bollywood, which is like, we're hoping to get this done on this day. A lot of things are very improv. You know, essays turn up and essays are shifted to whatever looks best for camera rather than being set into place. I think it's a whole different structure. I think they both work differently, but they're both successful in the way they do things because it works for them. I think Bollywood could not work the way American Hollywood films are made. It's not the pattern that they make films with. I think the way the stories are made, the songs, everything, it's not there really in Hollywood at all, unless it's a musical. You know, so there's a lot of preparation that goes into Bollywood, which is very different to the way Hollywood works. So I don't think either can follow each other's patterning of when they structure things because it just wouldn't work for them. So I think it would be a bit unfair to say that Hollywood professional Bollywood isn't. I think they both work on the pattern of what works for them. If you're new to it, remember that every day is not the same. You could be awake at 2 o'clock in the morning to be on set for 5 a.m, sometimes even earlier. So if that's something that can't suit you, then please don't enter this industry because there are long days, there are extremely long days, there's bad weather days. You know, you could be out there, you could be shooting a summer scene and it's snowing. I've done it, it was freezing. So you can be put in a situation where it's quite compromising because the weather is not what it is and you're then having to pretend that you're jolly and happy about it. But again, it's filmmaking. You're trying to make everything relatable, realistic, you know, something that people can believe in. So if this is something that doesn't appeal to you, then maybe this ain't for you. You can't have a good day every day. Everything isn't correct every day. You know, things can go wrong, things can get delayed. You may come back, you may have a few more days because of the delay. So just go with the flow. I think filmmaking is a big process. There's a lot of people involved. There's a lot of things happening. It's not just the principal actors. There's so much crew. Because what you see behind the camera, you learn much more from. In front of the camera is the final product. What you see behind is what the making is. And that interested me a lot. And I think that's why I stayed with the industry longer. More than being in front of camera, just learning how things are done.
Your journey so far from Bollywood till now?
I've loved it. There's been ups and downs. There's ups and downs in everything in life. I think it's still the only job that gets me excited to wake up at 2-3 o'clock in the morning to arrive on set and do something. And I think because it allows the creativity in me to start, even if it's the smallest of scenes, I work it out in my head on what it should look like for me to work for the director. Obviously I'm taking directions, so I've got to work in that parameters. You can't just go and make your own scene up, you're not the director. But just adding a bit of influence of me to make that scene a bit more real, I love it. And I think what you see at the end of the day on the big screen or TV, if it works and the director is happy, I think for me that's the biggest praise. Because the director's happy. And remember, he's the guy, it's his scene, it's his project. You are part of what he's creating. So it must always be him who's satisfied with the outcome. So as long as I can be a small part of that and it becomes successful, I'm very, very happy.